filled it in. No time for that doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss, I'm
Pacers were going to make the playoffs. It didn't end so well for you, brother.
If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living at different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked a mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool.
You fell asleep at the trade deadline when we had a trade to get Kyle Lowry out of here.
They told me I couldn't do it. They told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie. I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me keep on running. Toes they gonna take it.
This is what we got to tell.
This man doing this.
I felt it in. No time for that doubt. They counted me out. I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss. I pay for the cost. I'm winning to win. Yeah. Refuse to lose. I'm built to win. Apply myself. I felt it in. No time for that doubt. They counted me out. I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss. I'm paying the cost. I'm in it to win. Yeah. Refuse.
Okay. Let's calm down. Welcome back to another episode of Refuse to Lose. I know you all are looking up and you're like, where's Joe? Where's Dave? Well, Joe is out right now looking for, another wide receiver for the Commanders because there's a lot of smoke that's been talked about with Cherry McLaurin. But yeah, Mark, I had to start something because you've been in the comments getting at me all day yesterday on the episode. and then Dave right now, I think he's at like Patients First or maybe Children's Hospital. I don't know which hospital he's trying to make sure the 49ers is going to be iced up and ready to make a push for the playoffs or maybe the Super Bowl. I don't know. But maybe Dave will show up like Stone Cold. I'm here to just talk a little bit of trash, but I got my brother Mark here with me. You got on burgundy. I should have worn my Cowboy shirt, but it is what it is. How you feeling, Mark?
Good, man. That was a nice shot.
Yeah, I see you in the comments. You was getting me too. You was getting me.
Yeah, we did. I got all my trolling out yesterday, so it's serious talk right now. Now we just talking business for real. Now we standing on business. So.
Well, speaking of that, I mean, we got some serious topics to talk about. We got to talk about Bryce Young getting benched, like how we feel about that. We got to talk about are the Steelers the biggest threat to dethrone the Ravens from the AFC North Division. We also got to talk about the 49ers. All the injuries is happening so early in the season. Is this a concern for them? And, of course, man, both of us up here. I mean, somebody got to come up here and actually, who got to be the fence, but we got to talk about it. Are the Eagles overrated?
We have to.
I mean, so with that being said, man, make sure y'all like, subscribe, hit us up in the comment section so you can be a part of the show. I mean, if you really do want to be a part of the show, let us know because we're doing this thing now. We can drop the link and you can actually join one of the conversations if you feel like we going too far left or maybe too far right, or you just don't like what we had to say, or maybe you agree. I want to say shout out to Joe though, because he was the first comment. He must told y'all he was looking for that wide receiver. Oh, I didn't know we had one more guest. I didn't know RBO Vaughn was going to join us for this one. I know we're talking about the Steelers, but I didn't know RBO was going to be here.
That's dope.
We might actually have some Najee Harris talk.
Oh, man, please no. It's too early. I don't think he wants to speak yet.
I mean, we're going to see. Now, I don't know if RBO Vaughn is ready, but when you're ready, man, just let me know. I'll let you up. But we're going to get this show started. And the first topic that's on the docket is the young and the restless. We got to talk about it. Bryce Young went number one it wasn't last year. It was the year before last. It had to be another year before last. So that had to been the 2023 draft. And now he's benched. They finally went out there and made the call for the young kid. They said that he's benched. So, Mark, answer this for me. Do you think it's the right move by the Panthers to bench Bryce Young?
No. Well, if you want to win the game, which even if you bench Bryce Young, you're not getting no more than 4 or 5 wins. It's a wasted season regardless. So that's a bad move. This is a confidence killer. You got this man in the first round, the first pick, number 1 overall, and you give him 18 games, then you bench him, and you ain't got nothing around him. You got Adam Thielen. Adam Thielen is 35 years old. 35. So I mean, like he's on the back half of his career. That's your number 1 receiver. I know you drafted Xavier Legette, but that's a rookie. So you don't know how that's going to turn out. You don't have an O-line. Your defense ain't that good. So what do you have to build around Bryce Young? What really do you have? Nothing. And now you want to bench him because you think you can win games with Andy Dalton? That should go to Andy Dalton. If you bench, I mean, like you got 4 wins in total. Andy Dalton, Bryce Young. Now what you should do is build. Like you gave Trevor Lawrence this. They gave Trevor Lawrence this time. They gave Daniel Jones the time. They gave what's his name? They gave Blake Bortles the time. They gave Sam Bradford the time. They gave all these quarterbacks these chances, 2 years, 3 years to start, even before they seen what they're gonna bench him in that. And you're gonna give Bryce Young 18 games, you ain't give him no weapons or nothing around him? You ain't even got a secure running back. Miles Sanders okay, Chuba Hubbard is okay, but what you got? So no, it's not a good move to bench him right now. You should just at least ride the season out. And if you don't like him now, I mean, at the end of the season, it's better to do it that way. But now it's just like you killed the kid's confidence. Same thing happened to E.J. Manuel when he played with the Bills.
That is true. I forgot all about that.
When you benched him. So now, hopefully, I hope he actually, takes this opportunity and learn from him to get stronger and go somewhere else. Because at this point now, Carolina just needs to trade him. There's no way you can come back this season and be the type of player that you want him to be. So the best thing to do is pay him. I mean, it's just trade him.
Say pay him. You want to pay him and trade him?
Yeah, pay him. You pay Daniel Jones. So yeah, pay him. Or trade him. Get him out of there.
Now, I missed one part of the show, the most important part of the show. But Mark, you kind of did it already. You already turned up. So before I go, I gotta say,
me up.
He said trade him. I mean, I agree with you on that one, but again, I don't know the conversations I went into before they benched him, because literally the last game they played, and I'm looking at the schedule. Let me go back to the last game they played, because there was a moment in that Chargers game where he was about to take a snap or he had an incomplete pass. I don't know what happened. I just seen the last highlight, but he had tears in his eyes. Like the kid was like, I can't do nothing right. Like I just can't do nothing right. And as far as confidence, your quarterback needs to be one of the most confident people out there. Like, look at Eli Manning. Eli could throw 16 interceptions in the game and still find a way to go down and act like those 16 interceptions never happened and win you the game. And that just comes with confidence. And when you Bryce Young, Kev said it before the draft, he was already looked at as too small. So they're saying like, hey, can he be Drew Brees and make plays? We really don't know. He could have been Drew Brees and made plays if he was in the right situation. This wasn't the right situation for him. I think the flip-flop that happened worked out for CJ Stroud with the Texans because he ended up in a great situation. You got a head coach that's going back home. You got to prove something for the hometown hero, and he bringing that defense with him. And what does a young quarterback need? A good defense and a run game. The Panthers had absolutely nothing for him. Like nothing. Like I agree with you on the Miles Sanders and the Chuba Hubbard situation. Like they're good for Andy Dalton. Like this roster is good for Andy Dalton because it's like we want to carry it over, but technically it's one of those things where you want to carry it over for another first round pick, not when you already have your first round pick. Like if we want to go get Caleb, Andy Dalton in this roster is perfect because we about to go get Caleb next year. But they traded the pick to the Bears, who got Caleb. It's just like it's that black cat that they be talking about with the Cowboys. It's right here with the Panthers. The kid, 11 touchdowns, 13 interceptions. It's you bench him this year, ain't no bringing him back. I'm with you on that. You can't bring him. You can't restart him unless Andy Dalton gets hurt. Other than that, excuse me, you can't say Andy Dalton's playing bad. We want to bring you back because now how are you gonna look at it? Oh, now y'all need me. I couldn't do nothing at first, so now y'all need me. Take the season off, recoup. Get your self-esteem back, get the all-season back, and first things first, go to your agent and tell him that you need to talk to the GM and be like, look, I need Brenda, Letitia, Don, LaShawn, Inez, and Felicia. They all need to get out here because I need some type of help. And I know my man backstage definitely want to chime in on this one, so we're going to bring Davey Dollars up. What's up, Dave?
Yeah, definitely. What's up, fellas? Sorry, was having some technical difficulties, but I think he Bryce Young is the quarterback that should have started from the bench from the beginning. Not sure if y'all has said that yet, but he should have never started immediately, even though that's the position that they were in. Number 1 overall pick out of Alabama. He had a really good college career, and they expected great things from him. So much that the Texans fired Lovie Smith for winning a game when the Texans were in position to draft him number 1 overall. But as clearly we can see, they ended up with CJ Stroud, and I'm pretty sure they like the position that they're in now. But I definitely agree with both of y'all. I don't think you bench him and then you bring him back at the end of the year if Andy Dalton is playing terrible. It just doesn't make sense. You already mess up his confidence. The team have already backed him because I think one of the receivers said that he gives us the best chance to win.
Yep.
So now that's going to be locker room issues. And Dave Canales, this is your first job as a head coach. So you're already ruining the locker room as your first job as a head coach. You were considered a quarterback guru because you helped out with Baker Mayfield, and that's kind of sort of the reason why you got this job, because Baker Mayfield had a great year last year. But look, great, and look at what Baker's doing the same thing this year. So was it really you, or was it Baker just doing his thing? I know Mark has been a Baker Mayfield advocate for a while, and he's proven Mark right. So I think this was a bad decision, especially after week 2. It's your second job. This is your second week as a head coach, and you already making a monumental decision by benching your future quarterback. That's who y'all drafted number 1 overall last year. Your future quarterback, you're benching him for Andy Dalton, someone who is barely over 500 in their career.
Man.
So it didn't make a lot of sense, and I don't see where this helps the team in any way this year. I don't think anyone thought this team was going to be good no matter who the quarterback was. Mainly because he doesn't have any weapons for real other than Xavier Legette, who they drafted, but he didn't get any targets last week.
Nope.
He doesn't really have he has running backs, but are they like dynamic starting running backs that are stars? No, you wouldn't consider Chuba Hubbard that kind of a player. And the offensive line is shaky, of course. Your best defensive player is now with the New York Giants with Brian Burns. So,
yep. And
then you had J.C. Horn getting cooked by Rashid Shaheed in week 1. So
don't say that name too. Wait till like week 4 to say that name.
and then on top of all that, with Andy Dalton starting, how many games do you expect your team to win? Like, what are you trying? Are you think you're gonna make it to the playoffs with Andy Dalton?
I hope not.
If you think that, you are absolutely tripping.
If you know you're not making the playoffs this year, this is a build year. You're supposed to give everything that you can to Bryce Young so he can build and get better. And like what they're not doing, like you're gonna bench him because you feel as though that Andy Dalton can get you 9 wins or something like. I don't. What are you trying to do?
Now I will say they may have heard the show and seen Dave said that they could win 5 games. So they said, all right, we're going to get Andy Dalton because Tomo said we're going to win 3 and tie with the Broncos. They might just really tie with the Broncos with Andy Dalton now. I might have to put that bet in.
They might. They really might.
18 games. 18 games. You gave a number 1 overall pick 18 games. It's not like Jamarcus Russell where he didn't try, like he was, this day he didn't watch film. He's really trying.
Yeah.
Like Bryce Young really works hard. And you bring in a quarterback guru and you bench him after week 2. Like I can understand if he's stinking up in the game and he's getting sacked, you can take him out, bench him right there, take him out the game and get an Andy Dalton to get his, mind collecting and start him next week. But you played him the whole game and then you bench him for the next like.
And the thing is, you didn't discuss this with the team. You just made a decision. Like everybody was surprised.
Sticking with him. Just last week, I'm sticking with Bryce.
Exactly. And then out of nowhere, you make a decision to bench him. It didn't make sense. Now a lot of people are questioning him.
We thought it was the Browns at first, where quarterbacks go to die, but it's actually Carolina.
I'm gonna say, hey, and Joe not here, but he actually gonna love hearing this. Is the second time I'm gonna mention this. This sounds like the owner jumped in and was like, hey. I seen season ticket holders walking out of that game. We need to do something. Like the money is walking out. Like we're not about to keep doing that.
Yeah,
and we're gonna answer. Let's just answer this question right quick before we bring Vaughn up right quick. I know he got a lot to say about the Steelers and he got a lot to say about the Ravens. But David Burns, Facebook, my man said he'd be watching from Cedar Hill, Texas. He said that leads to my question: What is Texans coach DeMeco Ryans doing that Lovie Smith didn't do right as the Texans head coach?
He has players in there that he coached before.
And on top of that, he changed
that way.
the whole defensive staff. Like
exactly,
the whole staff is different than Lovie Smith.
The entire staff is different,
defensive wise, but it's a whole new staff.
Exactly,
and then with a better staff, yeah.
And then Bobby Slowick with that the offensive coordinator was he was one of the running backs coaches for 49ers. This guy knows what he's doing. He was a running back coach and a quarterback coach. This guy, he knows what he's doing. He put the right team around him, and he got a lot of guys that he's familiar with. Aziz Al-Shaair, they went and signed Danielle Hunter, which is a great piece. They signed a lot of good pieces to get this team where they needed to be. They already had Jimmy Ward back there, who was a free safety who played under DeMeco Ryans, and DeMeco Ryans played with the Texans. This is different because he is very familiar with this entire organization. They pursued him. They wanted him to be the head coach. This is why, and plus players love him because if you look at him, he's a player for real. If you look at, he look like he can still go out there and play. So he's one of those kind of coaches. He's a young coach who still looks like he can play. He can relate to the players a lot more than with Lovie Smith. I don't think Lovie Smith should have gotten fired. That's me personally, because I don't think what he did was wrong. But I'm not going to say that they shouldn't have hired DeMeco Ryans. I think they made a good decision by hiring DeMeco Ryans.
They definitely should have fired Lovie Smith, though. They definitely should have fired. You got DeMeco Ryans coming in. I need a head coaching position. They definitely should have let him go.
I mean, when you got an option like that, I agree with you on that.
Yes, with that option, yes. Yeah. But what if he wasn't an option?
Then you got.
If it wasn't an option, I mean, you would have got somebody else.
Yeah,
but they definitely wasn't going to keep him after that season. They was trying to tank. Remember that? And Lovie won that.
I know, and they fired him because he won that last game because they wanted Bryce Young. They didn't want C.J. Stroud.
A dude in Miami did the same thing, and he ended up being on this guy's coaching staff as a linebacking coach.
Tank for two.
I'm just saying. We're gonna bring RBO Vaughn up, man. RBO Vaughn, you back there?
What it do?
There we go.
Hey, before we give a shout out right quick, I want to shout out my boy AJ for the jersey. Last year, he thought the Eagles defense gonna be better than Steelers, but as you saw last night, they still trash. Let's get it.
That's that Pennsylvania energy we need. Okay.
Is that a Willie Parker?
Okay.
You disrespectful.
What
That's
camera?
Mika Fitzpatrick, ain't it?
What Mason them say? That's the type of hate I wanted. That's the type of hate I needed right there. Well, you got to keep the hate train rolling. Or are you speaking facts when we ask you this question, right? Because the segment or panel reads, "Do you believe?" I know you believe, but is everyone else going to believe? Are the Steelers the biggest threat to dethrone the Ravens in the AFC North? And I'm asking that because you got your second win with your backup quarterback, Justin Fields. You're now 2-0. I think you're on top of the division. You're number one in the division at this moment. And you also own the what's the name? The overall record, 35-25 against the Ravens.
Yes,
Tell me, do you think that you all can dethrone them this year?
Of course, I think we can dethrone them this year. Of course, especially after seeing the first two games. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not sitting here saying the Ravens are done. It's only 2 games. You see teams turn things around all the time. However, let's look at the Steelers right now. Like you said, we have our backup quarterback in, supposed to be our future starter. Won his first 2 games on the road, that is. You got to put that in there because road games are tougher than home games. Our first home game is this Sunday against the Chargers, which I believe we can get them. But however, look at how we are built. You look at the last 2 games, the 2 games that we played, 2 games that we won. Let me say we won because that's what we did. What we be able to do? We were able to defend well and run the ball. First game, we had 160 yards rushing, 167, I believe. Second game, 141 rushing, which is the formula that we are trying to create to win. And I feel like if we are able to play the version of football that we want to play with a guy like Justin Fields, even with a guy like Russell Wilson, I do like the Justin Fields effect on our rushing ability. So I would probably lean more towards him. A lot of people like Mark would say he's not a starting quarterback. Well, I remember last year watching him put up 35, 40 plus on the Commanders. So I think that's blasphemy. And if you watch the game against, first talk about the Falcons game. The Falcons game, you saw them two safeties they got, Bates and Justin Simmons. Our coach, Arthur Smith, offensive coordinator, new OC, he made it his business to not throw the ball across the middle because of that reason. And I believe Justin Fields did a good job at protecting the ball. No splash. We didn't have really no splash plays the first game because Justin was just getting acclimated. But if you look at the second game yesterday, I was so excited. Everybody talk about PS2, and they say he's the best, top 2, top 3 cornerback in the league, right? Mm-hmm. George Pickens was treating that boy like lunch meat. Yeah, he got 2 PIs on him. It was one, and Mark, I hope you watched the game, because I'm going to ask you this question. Did you see this play when Justin Fields he rushed outside, and he threw a dot 50 yards downfield to George Pickens with PS2 draped all over him? Did you see that?
Yeah.
Was that a good pass? Did that look like a starting quarterback? Yes or no?
That was a good pass.
Did that look like a starting quarterback? Yes or no?
Like an NFL throw.
Did that look like a starting quarterback? Yes or no?
No.
Okay.
And I can tell you why.
I'm not done. I'm going to ask you yes or no question. Let's ask you yes or no question.
Okay. I got you.
Okay. But however, that play was negated by a holding call by Broderick Jones. So a lot of people say Steelers can't score. If y'all looking like y'all only kicking field goals, watch the games. The first touchdown pass to Darnell Washington by Justin Fields. Mark, was that did that look like a starting quarterback though? The pass he made to Darnell Washington? Okay.
No.
Okay. Hold on. Is your quarterback a starting quarterback?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, yours.
He ain't talking to us.
I'm talking to you.
Quarterback starts. My quarterback's a rookie.
But is he a starting quarterback? Yes or no?
Yes, he is a starting quarterback.
On a touchdown pass this year?
Uh-oh.
Okay, yeah. I digress.
He has not. Sorry, he hasn't.
Threw a touchdown, but the guy that is a starting quarterback didn't throw a touchdown. Okay, let me continue going on what I was saying. So pretty much what I'm saying is I love the way that our offense is trajecting upwards, and I love that these guys in the beginning of the season how elite our defense is going to be, and I believe it will be that elite going forward. People are going to talk about the people that we played, and hey, all we can do is play the guys that's on our schedule. You feel me? All we can do is play with who's on our schedule. Next, we got the Chargers. Then we got. I know we got Dallas and 2
Colts. You got the Colts, then you got Dallas.
Colts, Dallas. And to be quite frank, if Dallas is still having problems stopping the run, we can get them too. What did I tell y'all? We're trying to run the ball, control the clock, let our guys get after the quarterback. Only thing we got to do is score. And right now, what's holding us back on our offense that I see is lack of wide receivers. George Pickens looks like the only receiver on our team that can get open right now. Roman Wilson, our rookie, who I think is going to be a stud, hasn't played yet. So I think when he comes, he's going to help a lot. And I think we got to start using both our tight ends a lot more. As you saw, Darnell Washington just caught his first touchdown. Go ahead. I'm done.
So
I'm feeling good.
I'm gonna respond to what he said because
go ahead.
Yes or no?
Go ahead. You got it.
Made a couple passes and all this, so he's hype about a pass that he threw for 50 yards that didn't count. One. So that didn't even count. I don't think your quarterback threw for over 150 yards yet in both games. I don't think he threw for 120 yards in the last game.
Hold on, man. Let me help you
Was
out.
it 120?
In the Falcons game, he threw for 156.
So you're done. What you just said is done. Then what you just said is done, bro.
He threw one touchdown in 2 games.
Come on, bro.
He threw 1 touchdown in 2 games. My quarterback has more completions. He has more. He has a better quarterback rating, and on top of that, he's spreading the ball around. Y'all do lack receivers. That is true. Y'all do have George Pickens, which is a stud. Y'all do have him. But Justin Fields, if you look at the game, he's running around. He don't look like a starting quarterback. He don't know what he's doing. He like he haven't playing backyard football, and just that's it. He take the dumbest sacks, and he can move. He can run, and he takes sacks. He takes stupid sacks at that. And then on top of that, I don't know if it's your running back. I know you said something about your running back. Y'all gonna run the ball down Dallas' throat. With who? Najee? That's your go-to? Don't he average 3 yards a carry this season? I don't even know if that's good. Like you who throat y'all running it down? Pause. Like it don't. That's not happening. And
you're not saying
Then
nothing.
we're gonna talk about the wins that you had. You played against a rookie quarterback. You played against Bo Nix. Should I say Bo Picks? Should I say? And your offense didn't look good against them. You saying like, oh yeah, we had PS2 and we George Pickens did this and that, and it didn't count. And he threw for 117 yards.
And one
starting quarterback.
Yeah,
no.
Mark, you looking at numbers.
117 yards.
You're a numbers guy. I love the fact you're a numbers guy.
He didn't throw the ball in the middle of the field. He threw the ball.
He did. What are you talking about? Did you watch the game? Yes or no? Or did you watch highlights?
I watched the game. The game.
So he never. Okay.
No, he didn't.
I'm gonna find some. That's the chat moment for. I'm gonna send you some chat stuff on that one because I can't send it right here right now.
Did it count? Because it seemed like if he did do it, it didn't count. They took it back.
So the reason why
the real question is, do we believe that the Steelers gonna take the #1 spot in the division? And look
at Mark bringing it back home.
To be quite frankly honest with you, no. The last time y'all was #1 in the division was 2020. Y'all had a great season. Y'all won 12 wins. But again, y'all had a better quarterback. Now, y'all have the worst quarterback in y'all division. And do you think you're going to win first place in your division with the worst quarterback in the division? Especially with Steelers fans saying, oh, we should start Justin Fields? No. Over Russell Wilson? No. I bet when Russell come in the game and he actually plays, y'all offense look a lot smoother. I bet it look a lot smoother. It's not going to be untimed pass. Like, he just look like he don't know what he's doing out there. He look like he's not ready. And I know you say, oh, we're going to give him time because he was working with the second team. No. He should look better than what he's doing. 117 yards ain't gonna pass as a starting quarterback. 156 yards ain't gonna pass as a starting quarterback. This week too, they should bench him. They bench Bryce Young. They should bench him. He in the same situation.
Glad you're not a GM. Because
only thing I give y'all is y'all defense. I will say you do have the best defensive player in the NFL. I do believe T.J. Watt is the best defensive player in the NFL. Y'all do have a good defense. I do give you that. But that's your defense not going to win you first place in your division.
Can I ask you a question, Mark?
Do your thing.
How many games did the Ravens win last year? Can somebody tell me that? Anybody?
You said 13?
Was it 13?
Did they win 13?
It was 13-4.
Let's Let me see. They were the 1 seed, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead, ask your question. I'll look it up. I got you.
Do you know that we won 10 games last year with Mitch Trubisky, Kenny Pickett, Mason Rudolph? You know that, right?
I think both of them. I think 2 of those quarterbacks are better than Justin Fields.
They were 13-4 last year.
13-4, yeah.
I don't understand your logic of quarterbacks, bro, because I feel like you just like a guy that can pass versus a guy that can't pass as good but can do a lot more.
What is
For example, he can move with his legs. What are you talking about? Come on, Mark. Stick with me. Stick with me. For example, a lot of people think Joe Burrow is better than Lamar Jackson due to the fact that he's a better quarterback passer. However, a lot of people will put Lamar ahead of him because he can throw. However, he's not the best thrower because we've seen it time after time. However, he is a crazy athlete that can get the job done, right? That's what I see in Fields. No, he isn't the greatest passer. He isn't. Last year he got sacked. Well, for his career, he got sacked probably the most since he's been in the league. If you look, every pass, he's starting to get the ball out faster. Every pass he's thrown this year, he threw 14 of them. Under 2.5 seconds, he completed every one of them. You know that, right? So you just said he get the ball out slow. What I'm seeing is, like I said, we're trajecting up. He's getting better. I'm seeing improvement. You just looking at numbers. He had throw over 150 yards. First game, he had 156, and we was barely throwing over the field, in the middle of the field. The playbook isn't even opened up for Justin Fields for you to even give him this. Like, oh, I get it. My bad, y'all. My bad. I get it. You still saucy from that game. I get it. It gotta be because it gotta be that. Because for you to sit here and say that he should be benched after winning 2 games, and people gonna say y'all played too far, bro. Watch the game. He didn't turn the ball over. He got it.
Did he win those games? No, y'all.
It was the team effort, bro. The team effort. As a team, right now. As a team, I guarantee we probably top only 2 games. Only 2 games. We're probably the top 5 rushing team right now because that's what we're hanging our hat on. You talking about who y'all got to rush? Justin Fields can run. Jaylen Warren can run. Najee Harris can run. So if each one of those guys get 50 plus, that's 150 right there easily. And that's what kind of has been happening these last 3 games. Everybody's been chipping in. We do things by committee. Okay? I know B-Rob finally broke 100 yards. You know, it's been a year, leave for 3 years, but you know, I'm just saying. But I'm gonna let Tomo chime in. I don't want to take over.
No. Y'all was doing y'all thing.
This is the first time he had 17 carries, so we're not gonna talk about B-Rob because we had.
I mean, if you get 15 carries and you ain't got 40 yards, why would I give you any more? You feel what I'm saying? So yesterday he actually had like probably 80, 90 yards at 15. So I said, you can give him the ball some more.
All right, so
uncharted territory.
Dave, we can be quick without answers. I just want to know, Dave, do you think the Steelers are the biggest threat for the Ravens to dethrone the Ravens in the AFC North?
I think any one of these teams can in this division because this division is so tough. Let me be frank about that. I'll say this because this is just me. It's too soon to say who can actually dethrone them. Right now, the Steelers are ahead of the division, which is good for them. Seeing as though that they only have one number 1 wide receiver, which is George Pickens, like you said. They do have Pat Freiermuth, who's a good tight end. He's underrated. And Darnell Washington, I think, will definitely help if they involve him in the game. If Arthur Smith does open up his office more, it definitely can help out. But I think it's too soon. It's only 2 weeks. It's only 2 weeks to really say that they'll be able to. Now, if the Steelers are able to have what they believe can help them win games, like Justin Fields continuing to improve, George Pickens having a really great season, and having a top 10 rushing attack. They actually have the top 12 right now, so they're not top 5. Just to be honest about it.
The number 13.
I'm looking at it right now. They're 12. Tennessee's 13. Pittsburgh is 12. San Francisco is 11. Houston is 10.
Look at this hater in the bottle.
I'm looking at it right here.
He's a hater like a mug. Nah, but go to sleep for 10 minutes and come back.
But I don't think I don't know if I can say anyone can right now because it's just the first 2 weeks. I normally don't say anything like this until it's after at least 5 or 6 weeks. It's too early into the season to say that, and the Ravens have lost 2 games where they definitely could have won. So, but it's the Steelers. The Steelers they've given the Ravens problems all the time. So you can definitely say yes. You can say yes for the Bengals as well because Joe Burrow is healthy, and we know that they don't ever play well in the first 2 weeks of the season. Joe Burrow is 1-9 in the first 2 weeks of his career, but he's gone to the Super Bowl and he's been in the AFC Championship game twice. So. It's not a foregone conclusion that the Ravens will win, but I don't know if I can say that anybody is actually a threat to them right now, even though they are 0-2.
How?
Steelers is trash.
How?
I'm not.
Hold on. I'm sorry, Tomo.
I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to call them trash. I'm not going to call them trash.
Mark and his feelings because I'm speaking facts.
Offense, but you want to keep him as your starting quarterback?
Okay,
that's bad.
Watch the game, Mark. Watch the game.
I mean, if you're 2-0, you're not gonna make a decision to bench somebody. That's just
they're winning strictly because of defense.
No, they're not, Mark. So listen, Mark. if your quarterback go out there and turn the ball over 3 times, but your defense is shutting it down, did you win by your defense, or did your quarterback put your defense in harm's way? Yes or no? Is your quarterback not putting the ball in harm's way a winning formula? Yes or no? Answer that question. Yes or no?
Game management. No, that's not a winning formula. You think because you don't turn the ball over, you're gonna win?
Is that not part of winning? So Mark.
No. So you telling me a quarterback can't throw 3 interceptions in the game and win it?
Mark, that's not a winning formula. Mark, that's not a winning formula, though. That's my question.
Who threw 3 interceptions in the playoff game and won?
That's not a winning formula neither. Not turning the ball over.
Mark, listen. A winning formula is taking care of the ball, controlling the clock, playing good defense, getting after the quarterback. These are winning formulas. I'm sorry, you never seen a Super Bowl or nothing close to any type of championships. You probably don't even freaking know. I get it. It's like, come on, bro, stop that. Now, Dave.
20 years ago.
Now, Dave, I'm not talking to you right now, Mark. You done. Now, Dave.
Hey, Vaughn, after you do this, we're gonna close this segment out.
Yeah, my bad, y'all. My bad.
Y'all good. This was good.
Look, hey, Dave. Do you know that Lamar Jackson is 2-4 against the Steelers? Actually, I'm gonna say, yeah, he's 2-3 because the first game he was a gadget guy. He didn't really do nothing. He was like,
Yes.
You know that, right?
No,
he has.
He's 2-4 against the Steelers. Yes, I know that.
No, I'm gonna give him 2-3 because, like I said, he was a gadget guy with that.
Okay.
Of course he is.
Okay. 2-3.
So he has 4 touchdowns and 7 interceptions against us. You know that, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So we don't fear Lamar. That's one thing we don't do. We do not fear Lamar. And 2, has that Ravens defense been looking anything near last year, or has it been any type of fear put in any team after these 2 games?
No.
So, like I said, man, I understand. I don't think Justin Fields has wowed me. Like, I'm saying I'm excited for the projection, what I see the future being. We have a young line.
I think you should be. If he continues on this route and he continues to improve, I think you should be.
Bro, trust me. Sam Howell last year.
Trust me, I know. Mark, I'm not listening to you no more, bro. You keep
third worst.
You keep talking about guys that put up numbers but can't do nothing else. You can't win. Stop it.
Passing.
Justin Fields won his last 6 games. You know that, right? Stop it.
Mark Vaughn. Y'all just showed everybody a glimpse of what happens in our IG chats. Please comment member so you can join the IG chats. Because I'm telling you, these last 2 episodes really want you to become a member in the Instagram chat.
Hater.
Man. RBO Vaughn, let's get your last words, man. Thanks for coming on the show, man.
Here's my last words, man. Mark, you talking all that smack. Y'all on our schedule. He forget that. Y'all on our schedule, bro. You know that, right? And what have quarterbacks been doing to y'all? Dogging y'all, bro. Quarterbacks.
Been dogging us.
Baker Mayfield ain't cook y'all?
Baker Mayfield is better than Justin Fields.
Daniel Jones not just put up numbers for y'all too. Yes or no? Because Tomo started.
Did he throw for 200 yards against
Hey, Tomo, did he not put up?
I think he threw for 158 yards.
Mark, this is my final words, not yours. Relax. Relax.
I'm about to sit here and lie. He threw for 158 yards.
Let me
125 with the
Mark, this is my final words, not yours, Mark. I got the button to mute you too now. All right, look. hey, Tomo.
Go ahead.
The Daniel Jones didn't put up 24 points.
He showed did.
In his fantasy, 24-some points. So that's a productive day for a quarterback, if you ask me. Justin Fields is going to destroy y'all again. Again. And I guarantee you, Jaden Daniels going to get sandwiched. You better be careful while you're talking. But still a nation, man. We 2-0 right now. It's early in the season. So all I'm going to say is let's just stay healthy. We figuring things out. But we not, like Tomlin say, we not going to apologize. We're not going to apologize for winning, you know. And we rather figure it out while winning rather than figure it out like some teams while losing. So with that being said, still a nation, 2-0. R2L Fantasy 2-0. Mark, B. Robert Scrub. I'll holler at y'all boys.
All right, man.
All right.
Man, he came out on fire.
That's exactly why people need to join the chats. That is the reason why.
That is absolutely why. That's
no.
absolutely
compared to
low.
what we talk about in the chat. This is minuscule. We haven't even talked about this in the chat.
This is
whole other
minimum.
issue right
This is minimal.
Minimal issue right here.
From the Giants Commanders preview Friday to the recap to this. This is a good week to start the season, man. This is a great week to start the NFL season, man. Yeah,
it's golden.
Nah.
It's golden.
Now, I mean, it's not golden, but I mean, Dave, I know you probably got a lot to say about this next topic. I just want to answer the last segment because you guys were on the road. The Steelers have a chance. I'm more so with you, Dave. They have a chance. I don't know if it's going to happen, but they do have a chance. But let's talk about the Niners right quick because this last segment going to definitely close us out.
Mm-hmm.
I got more.
I know. We know.
We know you do. We know you do. Just save it for the chat.
It's cool.
Save it for the chat.
We good.
Now, this segment right here, we call this Niners 9 Lives because this team here, they can lose a star player and still find a way to make it to the Super Bowl. They can lose a star player and still find a way to win their division. They can lose star players and still whoop up on the NFC East. I'm just saying. Dave, I know you look depressed right now, but you lost Trey Lance and you found Brock Purdy.
Hey. I'm cool.
But I'm just saying, you lost one of your running backs and then you ended up with CMC. Like, I'm just saying.
The CMC ain't playing. Who they run? Look.
And they still got somebody.
Jordan Mayer.
Hey, I mentioned him 2 years ago. I said that we had a running back that could start, and look what he's doing now.
Now, let me formally ask you the question because I know you want to answer it. Should there be concerns with the 49ers with their injuries?
Yes. Yes. Yes, there should definitely be concerns because it reminds me of the last time we went to the Super Bowl and the next year we came back. So in 2019, we went to the Super Bowl and we lost to the Chiefs. When we came back to 2020, we had endless injuries the next season. And that seems to be the same exact case going on right now. We already know we lost Dre Greenlaw in the Super Bowl, so he's going to be out until maybe November, December. He's going to be out for a while. Talanoa Hufanga, who looks like he's healthy, has not played yet, so he's at least going to be out for the first 4 games. He may be back week 5, don't know. CMC has a calf and Achilles tendonitis. They're saying that he is going to be gone for maybe 6 to 8 weeks. So who knows? Right now he's on IR for 4 games, but it may get extended. Then we just found out that Deebo Samuel now has a calf injury, so he's going to be out for a couple of weeks, and he might go on IR as well. The reason why I'm saying it is a concern is because of the amount of injuries that could continue to happen. For one, we had 26 injuries in the preseason. That's already bad. 26 injuries in the preseason. And then when you look at Brandon Ayuk, who got his contract that he deserved after playing well the last 2 years. Last year was his breakout year, if you really think about it. And now he's not playing well. He wasn't there for training camp. He wasn't practicing, so he looks a little sluggish. He looks like it's not in there. But also his connection is not there. And he has the 4th lowest yards of separation in the league at 1.9 yards per route. So he's not getting a lot of separation right now. Brock Purdy, even though his numbers look good, some of his decisions he makes does not look good, especially in the last game with the interception that he threw. That was bad. He gave it right to the defense, and then the fumble is where he fumbled. It just slipped out of his hand. So, and I hear a lot of people saying that this is the time where you see that Brandon Ayuk is going to shine now. I don't know, because last time this happened, he didn't necessarily shine then. Remember last year when we lost 3 games in a row after Deebo was hurt and CMC was hurt, even though CMC came back and played, but Deebo was hurt, Trent Williams is out. BA wasn't necessarily the guy to help us out. He had a couple of good games, but it wasn't a standout game to where it was like, okay, Ayuk is that's it. So we don't know that's going to happen. He's already getting attention, and he's going to get more attention now because the next guy's coming up is not Deebo. Ricky Pearsall, who got shot in the offseason, is not playing right now. He's out for at least the first 4 games. So we're not going to see any of these guys until maybe week 5. And with CMC being hurt, we had Kittle that went out in the last game, he had to go back in the locker room to get an IV. I don't know. It's scaring me because it reminds me of that same exact season. So I'm hopeful that that's not the case, but there should definitely be concerns because even though we were healthy last year and the year before when we went to the NFC Championship game, if you know me, I've been saying that we are an injury-prone team, and we've been that for a very long time. Ever since Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch have been there, we've been a very injury-prone team. Not saying that they're the reason, but since they've been there, that's exactly what's happened. So it is concerning, especially if it all happening right now at this moment. It is because your quarterback is up for a contract next year, you know, so they're going to try to do whatever they can to try to protect him. And right now, it doesn't look like it doesn't look like Brandon Ayuk is going to break out right now, at least until like the next couple of weeks, because he didn't really have an offseason. Now he was practicing in his backyard, throwing it in between trees. So I don't think that's necessarily going to help him right now. Then, like I said, one of the defensive leaders, Dre Greenlaw, he's not out there. We got Oren Burks, and I think our cornerback position needs to be looked at a little bit more with Diamado Lenore and Traberius Ward. I think Ronaldo Green needs to get more playing time, who's a rookie we drafted out of Florida State. He's more of a man-to-man corner, so I think he needs to be out there. And Hufanga just got to get back. If Hufanga's out there with Jair Brown, I think our defense would be better. But the injuries are definitely piling on. And it's not giving me a sense of calmness. It's giving me a sense of what's going on.
Look, I know last week I said that y'all was the best team in NFL. Well, in the East. I mean, it's NFC, I should say.
Ooh, they beat us, but sheesh.
Yeah, I'm thinking NFC. But y'all are right now. I think y'all are in a good position because all your injuries happened on the first half of the season. So I mean, with Funga coming back in week 5. I mean, I don't know when he coming back. I know CMC gonna come back around week 8, week 9. He might come back like week 7. You gonna have players to start coming back slowly but surely. And as long as Brock Purdy is getting as long as he's managing the game, y'all defense is good enough, like for the players that's not starting to step up to carry the team. Y'all have players that's good enough and coaching that's good enough to get y'all prepared for every week, even without the starters.
Mm-hmm.
So
couldn't tell from last game. Coaching looked terrible.
So I mean, so
I know
y'all have the tools to do everything right. Unlike the Steelers, y'all defense is still. I mean, you still got the offense. You still got Brock Purdy, and you still have an offense. Your defense can carry y'all for like 6 weeks or 5 or 6 weeks. Your defense can carry y'all, even with the starter still being out. You got Fred Warner still playing. As long as he's playing, y'all are forced to be reckoned with. That's it. I know you're gonna talk about your corners. You had concerns about your corners last year. They turned out pretty good. It wasn't too bad season. It's just as fans of your team, you expect perfection almost, and sometimes you don't get that. So it's like I'm not looking. It's not it's not that good right now. So I see why you being the type of why you saying what you're saying. But I think on this half of the season, it's not that concerning. I think y'all can still come out and get some dubs. Y'all might not be number 1 in the NFC, but as long as y'all make the playoffs and y'all players are healthy, y'all can be a 5 seed and go to the Super Bowl if you're healthy in December. And I feel like your team will be healthy again by December, your whole team, and you'll have enough wins to pile up on top of each other.
Now I want to answer 2 things because we want to make this quick because the next we got to get out of here, and I know Mark got a lot to say in the next one. So first thing, should you be concerned? Dave, half the injuries you said, it's magical that half these guys gonna be back right before you play the Cowboys. Well, would you look at that? Would you look at that? I can't catch a break with you guys, but I'm with Mark. I'm not too concerned because again, I said it in my intro. You all gonna find a player. I don't know how you do it. Maybe it's because your mascot is a gold miner. He's a miner, so he can always find gold because that's what y'all gonna do. Y'all gonna find somebody else to step up when these guys can't. Now, when you have a bad moment, kind of like with the Vikings game, yeah, but y'all gonna learn from that. So I think I'm not concerned. Now, if it was week 6, as a Cowboy fan, I'm not concerned at all. But
of course,
I would be concerned. But I'm not concerned in week 2. This is now where Brock Purdy got to earn that money now. That's all people gonna say. But let's answer Joe's question real quick. Go ahead.
For me, it's just me basing it off of what I've seen before. Y'all know me. When it comes to my team, I don't base it off of just what I see in the first couple of weeks. It's something that I've noticed before. What's happening now? That's why I'm looking at it like that.
You know what? What's the record of returning quarterbacks after they lose the Super Bowl?
0-18.
I think that's what this is. It's one of those moments. Y'all just lost. Y'all trying to bounce back. But Joe, 199 super chat for the panel. Who's the best team in the NFC right now?
Saints.
The Saints.
They just sorry. Dallas.
What you mean sorry Dallas? Ain't no sorry Dallas.
Dallas is a good team. They beat Dallas the way they did. They handled Dallas. So I mean,
they handled Carolina too. Beat the snot out of Carolina.
But Dallas is a team that we all think they should compete in the NFC. Like so, I mean, they handed Dallas.
They treated Dallas like a security guard do Martin. When they like, get your man, get him off me. That's what they was doing. It's like there's nothing you can do.
Facts.
So right now it gotta be the Saints.
Yeah, I guess you can say that. So it's only 2 weeks, so
yeah,
we're gonna base it off of just 2 weeks, and I would say the Saints. For me, I say for me overall, I say no one because it's just 2 weeks, but Saints.
Okay. So now, Joe, you kind of asked this question a little early because you know how the docket is gonna go. So I feel like you were setting me up for the alley-oop, and I'm gonna dunk it. Because asking that question, we gotta ask, after last night, we watched a team go down to Brazil, put hands on the Packers. Well, some would say it was a close game, and then end up losing the game to the Falcons 22-21. And the questions are starting to buzz now. Once the team starts losing, we all gotta ask, are the Eagles overrated? I'm gonna shock some people with this one. Even though this team had the 2-9 in their last 11 games, they lost some key pieces. They lost Kelsey. He was on the broadcast talking about the tush push and how he passed the play down and that. And then Fletcher Cox is no longer on the defensive line. That's another captain that they lost. Brandon Graham's still out there falling on people, but that's just the inside joke. Make sure you join the chats. I'm not gonna say no, they're not overrated because I don't think too many people were too high on the team. Well, for me anyway, they were like they did add Saquon, but they have to prove it after the decline that they had last year. So I'm not gonna say no, they're not overrated. Did they overrate their free agency? Yes. But as a team, I don't think they're overrated because a lot of people said they have to prove it to us. What can the quarterback do? That's my opening soliloquy. I'm gonna leave the floor open.
What do I think though? Yes, I think everybody had this team on going to this team will be the number 1 seed. This is what was going on in the offseason. This is gonna be the number 1 seed. This is gonna be the best team in the NFC. They got Jalen Hurts, they got Saquon Barkley, AJ Brown, Devontae Smith. Yes, they're overrated. After, like you just said, they was 2-11, 2-9 in the last 11 games. And you got them winning like the NFC in the offseason. After the debacle they had last season, going into the next season, the Eagles is one of the best teams in the NFL. Everyone's saying it, every commentator saying it, and now you see they're struggling. They are overrated right now. I don't think they're a bad team, but I don't think they're as good as everyone proclaimed them to be. Last night was just to show you. Like, everybody got the blame on everybody else. The blame is, it's Saquon Barkley didn't make the catch. Oh, Kellen Moore should have ran the ball. The offense had a great day. They ran the ball great. Jalen Hurts put the team on his back. I mean, he dropped one pass. I don't know how many offensive snaps that they had off the top of my head, but if you mess up one time, you lose the game. No. Kellen Moore called a great game. They were up the whole game. They were up. Even when Saquon Barkley dropped that pass, they were up. They went forward on every 4th down except that last one when it was 4th and 3. They kicked the field goal. They were still up. The defense gave up 70 yards in 35 seconds. The defense didn't do anything. After the first quarter, they scored on every drive. What did the defense do? And people are not even saying anything. Oh, they was hitting hard up. So what? You're a football player. You're supposed to hit somebody. You hit. That's what you do as a defensive player. because you hit somebody hard, that don't mean that you had a great game. The defense is the reason why they lost that game. 100%. It's not on Saquon. It's not on Kellen Moore. It's not on the offense. It's not on Jalen Hurts. I'm the most hardest critic on Jalen Hurts. He did not lose in that game yesterday. He actually played really good. He was taking lanes, running when he had to, throwing the ball, lack of receivers. He was getting Devontae Smith involved. He did everything he could. He got him down on that last drive. It was a 7-minute and 16-second drive, that last drive. 7 minutes. And you kick the field goal while you're up. And your defense in the last minute and 23 seconds give up a touchdown. It was 23 seconds left after they scored. But you don't want to give it's on Kellen Moore. Saquon should have caught that. Okay. I'm done.
Dave?
I want to answer a comment that Kev had put up here. Kev, I don't know if that loss to us messed up your brain last year, but y'all didn't start 10-0 last year. You remember you lost the early game in the season to the Jets.
8-1.
And Zach Wilson. That was like week 6. So you didn't start off 10-0. And clearly after you played us, you guys were clearly overrated. So I don't think you should have mentioned that comment. But I will say this though. I won't say that they're overrated right now. It's 2 weeks. 2 weeks into the season. They won a game in Brazil against the Green Bay Packers, a team that a lot of other people think that will represent the NFC in the Super Bowl this year. I've seen multiple times that people have picked. I think the guy that has picked the last 4 or 5 Super Bowl champions also picked that the Chiefs would be playing the Packers in the Super Bowl. So, they won that game, and then in this game they were in position to win again. They just didn't win. The Falcons just took advantage of some defensive mishaps and won the game. I'm not going to say that they're overrated after 2 weeks. It's 2 weeks. As much as I don't like the Eagles, I'm just going to be honest about it. I don't think they're overrated. I do think that they need to execute more when it comes to being down there and make sure that they score touchdowns and not field goals. And I will say that maybe that the early 4th down that they went on in the first quarter was a mistake. Maybe they should have just took the points at that time. Because if you think about it, you add those points, Falcons don't win that game. But like I said, there's a lot of things that people can say about that game. Like Mark said, the defense gave up a touchdown when it was only a minute and some seconds left in the game. So you got that, and they basically scored that within like 35 to 48 seconds, something like that. So that was not good when it came to that. But I'm not gonna say they're overrated. I just think it's too soon to say that.
Yeah, I'm with that. But Mark, I want to address something right quick because as the local Kellen Moore person here, right? So I just want to point something out in this game, right? Because this was the Eagles all yesterday when they needed 3 yards or less. Second quarter, 4th and 3. Hurts got a 23-yard rush. That's a first down. Second quarter, they had a 2nd and 1. Saquon Barkley got him 5 yards. That was a first down. Okay, so we go to that was the third quarter on the 2nd and 1. Fourth quarter, 4th and 1, 3-yard run, first down. Fourth quarter again, 3rd and 2. Remember, just note in that red zone, it was a 3rd and 3. This is a 3rd and 2. Hurts got a 12-yard run, first down. 4th down again, 2nd and 1, a 2-yard rush. They get the first down. Fourth quarter again, 6 minutes, 51 seconds left. 1st and 1st. You already know what they did. Tush push. So I don't care what nobody say about when you want to talk about the play calling. When you get green checks on every time you needed less than 3 yards and ran the ball and got it, run the ball, you win the game. That's why they blaming the offensive coordinator. That's why. I'm sorry. I just gave you the stats right there. It's right there. Every time they needed 3 or less yards and ran the ball, they won. Almost sat in the chat and told you run the ball.
And I agree with Mark. I agree with Mark when he says, as a defensive player, you can be out there hitting. It's your job as a defender to go out there and hit. You can't give praise for someone for just being out there hitting. You got to make stops. If you're not making stops hitting, it don't matter. Plain and simple.
And I want to address one more comment. Hey, Blaze, I'm not even blaming Kellen Moore at this point because your quarterback know you can get 3 yards. He can call an audible. He chose to throw the ball. Do the math on that.
Jalen Hurts picked up even if that third down they ran the ball. Saquon not gonna get stopped for a loss. They're gonna get at least 1 or 2 yards. You got 1 yard to go on fourth down. Tush push. You
Easy.
Can't stop it. Every time they did tush push, they got like 2 or 3 yards.
They
can't stop it. So I'm not gonna sit here and say off one play in the game, Kellen Moore should have called this one play in the game and they would have won. No, if your defense played better, just a little bit better, they would have won. Not even a little bit better. After the first quarter, they scored on every drive.
Now, going back to what you just said here, though, Mark, so now you kind of agree with us that they're not overrated.
No, they're definitely overrated because they don't No, they don't look like they're supposed to be the number one team in the NFC. They don't look like
the season.
I know, I'm just saying. They don't look like it, though. Like the
defense. But technically, they do, though.
Bijan was running all over them. Like the defense did that. Kirk
but
Cousins dotted them up. He was 20,
it was a bend
29.
But I see what you're saying, but it was a bend don't break type of deal. Technically, like we said, if they got in the red zone and did some of the plays that they did, the Eagles scored every time. Well, correct me if I'm wrong. Almost every time they went in the red zone, their offense was unstoppable all night. That looks like a dominant NFC team. Their defense, again, bend don't break. That's how Vic is because they have no pass rush. Kev said it earlier. There was 3. They got 2 first round picks on the line. They couldn't get no rush. The Eagles, the last 2 years, when they can get to the quarterback, that's their game. They get to the quarterback and make you have to throw on long distance, and then next thing you know, they get a pick. Then they run the clock out. They run the ball, run the air out the ball, probably throw the ball up to A.J. Brown. He was missed last night, but they're not overrated to me. They look like the team that they are.
It was just not one of the best teams in the NFC right now. Even last game, they didn't look like one of the best teams.
It's 2 weeks into the
conditions in Brazil. They should have lost.
I think we're overrating a lot of things right now. It's 2 weeks into the season.
2 weeks into the season, I get that, but so far,
we're already asking who's the best team in the NFC, AFC. It's 2 weeks into the season. We don't know those answers yet. It's way too early to say that.
It's a week by week.
So that's just me.
It is. That's just me. It's a week by week thing.
It's a week by week thing, but I don't think these questions should come until like after week 5 or 6 when more meaningful games have been played. It's too early into the season to make these claims because the Chiefs could win the first 2 games of the year and lose the last 15, and then we're gonna say, well, they were the best team the first 2 weeks, and then they're not. And then the Saints, they're 2-0 right now. They look like the best team in the NFC. They could easily not even win their division. So for me, it's just too soon to be saying any of this stuff. It's too soon to call somebody overrated. It's too soon to say that somebody's the best team in their conference. That's just me.
What you want to know? Falcons offense. See why they're not being, why they're the best team right now. The defense, what the defense been doing. I mean, but I'm just, everybody pick games because you feel as though you think you know who's gonna win, and you was the only one, Dave, that thought the Falcons was gonna win that game.
Exactly.
I thought it too. I said
it's because of data. It's because of data that I use. It's because of research. It's because people kept saying that Kirk Cousins is not good in primetime games, and that's false. Monday night, especially, he's good. He's 3-1 in his last 4 Monday night games.
You are right about that.
It started like 0-9 though, Dave. That's why
he did, but that's when he was in Washington. That's the thing. That started when he was in Washington.
And every time he played the Eagles on a primetime game, they kind of handled them.
You're playing against the Eagles. The Eagles supposed to shut that down.
And I said
they're the number one team the way they talk about them.
And Jalen Carter's supposed to be a force. He was gonna break it this year.
He disappeared. Jalen Carter's supposed to be a force. The Devin White probably sitting back laughing like, "Ha! Look at they need me, boy."
Technically, they don't. Their linebackers play good. Play good for what they needed them to do.
They was missing tackles like crazy. Bijan Robinson had them in a blender.
I'm gonna tell you like this: if your front four don't get no pressure, your linebackers gonna get washed. Go watch the Cowboys game. Once that front four got washed, there's nothing them linebackers can do with it. I'm sorry. No, they was balling out there.
You got good linebackers.
This is no shot. This is no shot to your team, Mark. But y'all were 2-0 last year and didn't make the playoffs. It's too soon to say that someone is overrated or someone is best in the league. That's just me. It's too soon to say that. I'm going to continue to say that. That's just me. Y'all can have that and say whatever's clever. It doesn't matter to me. It's too soon for me to say that. So
I'm not looking at the playoffs. I'm looking at it week by week. I'm not looking at it towards the end of the season. See, now last year you made that conclusion because at the end of the season everything came together as a collective. So the way you saying it, like, oh yeah, it's only the first 2 weeks. These 2 weeks count. They count.
Every week counts. Every week counts. I'm not saying that it doesn't count.
This missing the first 2 games, that means something. The first 2 games could put you from first to last.
3 teams have won a Super Bowl after starting 0-2. The Giants.
What's the percentage of teams that made the playoffs after starting 0-2? You know how drastically that dropped?
Of course it may drop. But what I'm saying is the chances are chances. We won't know this. So it's just, for me, it's too soon. That's all I'm going to say that until we get to week 5 or week 6. It's too soon. So just expect those answers from me.
All right, that was going to be my next question. I'm going to be like, which week? All right, so week 5 or 6. All right,
that's when I'll have an answer.
I'm with you on that. I can agree with that one. 5 or 6, you should know who your team is by then.
Exactly.
Man,
you don't know that in the first 2 weeks.
This was an electrifying show. Carl, I did not conveniently skip over that. I'm just letting you know that every time they ran on a 3rd and 3rd, anytime they needed 3 yards or less, they got a first down. I didn't conveniently skip over anything. There was actually one play where they threw it. Saquon got down. I mean, his knee was down on the 1 yard line. That was actually the same exact play that they ran, but Saquon dropped it the second time. It was the second play. But technically, in that moment, when the Falcons don't have any more timeouts, run the ball once, tick, 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 tush push, ball game. Yeah, I ain't gonna say too much. Y'all think I'm blaming Kellen. I'm just talking about certain things that work. This episode was electrifying. I know people gonna have a lot to say to all of us that was on this panel before we actually close out. I'm not replying to any more comments. This show is over. I'm going to go eat. So whatever your comment is, I cannot read it. Mark, what's your last words? We're getting out of here.
Man, thank y'all for having me on. It's always fun. Shout out to Javon for commenting up on the show. Make sure y'all like, subscribe to the channel, share it. You know, share the link, and y'all have a good day, man. Victory Tuesday. Go Commanders. Look at all the teams that lost. Y'all can talk to each other, console each other, and give each other an air hug.
Hey,
you are lucky we don't play y'all this year. You are so lucky we don't play y'all this year.
No, I got my shows off yesterday. Yesterday. That was a joke. I got my shows off yesterday. Y'all good, though. Y'all good,
man.
What's your record in the fantasy league?
He lost yesterday. He lost. So he ain't got nothing to celebrate right now. Your victory was Monday. Tuesday, you ain't got no victory today.
That's why he's killing the Eagles defense.
I'm in second place. I'm still in second place.
Now I know why you're mad at the Eagles. Drake London got that touchdown.
Last touchdown. God, no, the last play of the game. I was up.
It all makes sense now.
Now, Pitts, where you at, man?
Missing. Yeah, great show, man. Definitely always excited to be on here. Have a lot of fun. Shout out to Vaughn, came in here on fire, but shout out to Mark with the fire comeback. So that was definitely watch that segment if y'all have not. If y'all just now coming in to watch the show, but it was a great show. Tune in to all of the other shows on the network, of course. I will be live tomorrow 8 p.m. So tune in to Dave's Doghouse tomorrow 8 p.m. and see y'all next time.
All right, with that being said, we definitely got Unfazed coming up next. So you already heard from a 49er, a Cowboy, and a Commander. If you want to hear from an actual Eagle fan himself, AJ will be on Unfazed at 9. We actually have it with AJ and JJ. That episode is going to be fire as well. Shout out to everybody that's been coming on the show and keeping the energy up. Dave, I think you're ready for us to get out of here because I see the comments going crazy. I told you I'm not reading them, but I will read them once we log out. And if you said something nice, I'll say it back. Thank you. But if you said something rude, we out. Peace.
Peace.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all at the next episode.